And I'm always there, as said earlier, of giving my perspective on what I see and how I've gone about things. And ultimately, it takes a great deal of patience and hard work and a sense of resilience. You know, you got to want it. You know, you got to want it. And so I'm supporting him from where I am.
We'll get that cleaned up. That's something that's kind of what I'm talking about, Tony, where things like that happen in these games. We have to clean that up. And even if you weren't on that rep, you know, you're a tight end or a wide receiver, you can learn from that rep. So,
and the opponent for me, Stephen A, doesn't matter. No. Shefty, it's what does it look like? And he looked like a guy that should be getting opportunity to say, nope, you're actually not good enough. If I were the Browns, he would be getting reps with the starters this week. I felt like going into the game, if he played a certain way, that would be the case. He should getting reps with the starters this week.
So we're going to break this down because what Kevin Stefanski did is actually par for the course. I know a lot of fans don't want to hear it. I know a lot of fans don't know about it, but I'm going to take y'all inside this locker room. So
ladies and gentlemen, stop scrolling because what you're about to hear will shake you. Jalen Hurts just exposed shocking details about Shedeur Sanders' future, a future clouded in mystery, injury whispers, and perhaps calculated lies. Trust me, you do not want to miss this story. Before we dive in, smash that like button right now. Hit subscribe, join the movement, and hey, if you love Shedeur, drop SS 100% in the comments to show your support. Let's put it on record. Because the truth needs an audience. It started innocently enough. Jalen Hurts, cool asshole ways. Speaking thoughtfully about hard work, patience, and the grind off greatness. But tucked inside his words was a bigger truth. One tied directly to Shedeur Sanders' controversial preseason journey with the Cleveland Browns. Hurts reflected on what it means to want it, the hunger, the resilience, the fight to earn your spot. And while he was talking about life as a quarterback, it was clear his heart and voice were echoing toward a younger signal caller standing at a crossroad. Shedeur Sanders, because unlike a guard fighting through bumps and bruises, when you're a quarterback, your arm, your oblique, your core, they're non-negotiable. If something is wrong, the entire game changes. That's football. But here's where the whispers turn into suspicion. Was Shedeur really hurt? Or was there more to the story? Hurts sends a message most players would have sidestepped the controversy, but Hurts, he didn't avoid it, he reframed it entirely. While the media spun the injury chatter, while fans speculated, Hurts stayed steady. He didn't fan the flames, he didn't throw shade, and he didn't chase headlines. Instead, he showed respect. He praised Shedeur's grind. He voiced public support. He said loud and clear, this kid deserves his chance. No drama, no gossip. Just acknowledgement of the fight, the preparation, the hours behind the scenes. It wasn't about football anymore. It was about mentorship. About standing with another athlete when the rest of the world seemed ready to question his every move. And make no mistake, Hurts' words landed loud. This wasn't part-time encouragement. It was signaling. A veteran letting everyone know, I believe in Shedeur Sanders. Hidden messages in plain sight, but here's the twist. If you listened closely, Hurts was doing more than praising. He was hinting that his tone, his pauses, the smirks, this wasn't nothing Hessegus did without actually saying. That the Browns might not be in a rush to put Shedeur back on the field. That his red-hot preseason performance might have sent the hype runaway. And that someone inside the organization could be quietly trying to cool that momentum. It sounded subtle, but if you caught the delivery, you understood something's off in Cleveland. This wasn't just an injury update. It was smoke leading straight to a possible fire. Secrets after practicing, then the cart. Cameras caught Hurts and Shedeur hanging around long after practice, away from the crowd. It wasn't a quick up, not just small talk. They talked long enough to have people wondering what was really on the table. Strategy, career advice, media manipulation, and this is the big one, a bigger conversation about the Browns' hidden stance on Shedeur's future. Every question got louder. Fans speculated, analysts dissected. Insiders claimed to hear whispers. One thing was clear, Hurts wasn't just casually offering support. He was invested. He was in Shedeur's corner for a reason, because the road ahead looked like trouble. Stefanski shuffled. Then came the bombshell. Kevin Stefanski, head coach of the Browns, faced the media and refused to guarantee Shedeur's role as starter. Think about that. After putting up one of the best quarterback performances of the entire preseason, Shedeur Sanders landed fourth on the depth chart, fourth, behind Dillon and Pickett, two players both battling injuries. That's not just odd, it's eyebrow-raising, jaw-dropping, downright suspicious. Fans saw it. Analysts said it out loud. Everyone knew this wasn't just about competition. This looked intentional, a choice, a political move. And as if that wasn't enough, Stefanski doubled down. Reports claimed he had no intention of even playing Shedeur in the second preseason game. That wasn't a coincidence. That was deliberate and unspoken message to fans media. And Shedeur himself, you're not part of the immediate plan. Fuel to the Firesso as the spotlight grew as Shedeur's buzz got bigger. What happened next, magically mysteriously an injury appeared. The Browns announced Shedeur was dealing with arm soreness, just soreness. No MRI drama, no catastrophic tear, just soreness. But here's the timing. It happened right when pressure was mounting, when fans clamored for him, when his momentum was peaking. Too convenient? Too polished? Exactly. The skeptics in Cleveland smelled it immediately. This wasn't ace back. This was an excuse, a way to bench the kid without saying the quiet part out loud, covering choices in medical language that no fan could prove wrong. But fans aren't dumb. They connected dots, and suddenly this wasn't just arm soreness. It was politics, power, and control. Optics of control. Cleveland wanted the narrative back. By slowing Shedeur down, they padded the storyline. Maybe they wanted to control a quarterback entries. Maybe roster investments made higher paid veterans a priority. Maybe it was just fear of the hype outgrowing the franchise's timeline. By labeling it soreness, they lowered expectations. Fans were told it was temporary. Nobody could demand Shedeur take the field right away. And just like that, the Browns pressed pause on the Shedeur Sanders revolution. But remember, timing is everything. Just when Shedeur could have forced the quarterback battle wide open. Just when analysts were raving about this pinpoint accuracy and composure under pressure, he was sidelined by the perfectly minor injury. Coincidence or carefully choreographed? Analysts pushed back into Dan Orlovsky, never one to bite his tongue. He blasted the Browns and Stefanski directly, calling out the lack of reps for Sanders. He asked what millions were thinking. Why is this kid not being given the opportunity he has earned? Orlovsky didn't stop there. He demanded proof. If Stefanski really believed Sanders couldn't cut it at the top level, then show it. Because the film told another story: cool composure, smart reads, deadly accuracy, leadership fit for a starter. The film never lies. Orlovsky's point was lethal. If Shedeur played like that, the excuses carry now weight. The coach either trusted him or he didn't, and if he didn't, Browns fans deserved answers. Suspicion deepens with Hurts voicing steady support on one side, Orlovsky grilling coaching decisions on another, and the Browns playing coy in front off cameras. The contradiction only deepened. Everything about Stefanski's delivery seemed rehearsed, words chosen carefully, pauses dragging long, the tone more protective than transparent. It Nollinger read like football caution. It sounded like damage control, something bigger than a sore oblique or tired arm was being masked. The bigger gum. At this point, the conversation had shifted. This wasn't just about a rookie quarterback hoping for reps in preseason. This was about trust, about transparency, about organizational ilks clashing with undeniable player talent, and fans, analysts, and even fellow players weren't ignoring it. The whispers had grown into headlines. The injury update became a lightning rod of suspicion. And the Browns suddenly found themselves not just balancing depth charts, but credibility itself. Where it all stands, let's get blunt. Shedeur Sanders has shown the poise, accuracy, and leadership to compete. His preseason outing spoke volumes. Jalen Hurts believes in him and isn't afraid to say so. Dan Orlovsky is demanding clarity, fans rallying with thousands ready to shout SS 100% across social feeds. But the Browns? Behind their calm press conferences sit actions that say something entirely different. A depth chart hiding him at the bottom, a second preseason game with no promise of reps, and an injury surfacing in precise lockstep with rising hype. Coincidence or orchestration? This, right now, has evolved into one of the most intriguing full preseason storylines in years. It isn't only football, it's politics, mentorship, and organizational credibility rolled into one. The decisions Cleveland makes from here won't just shape Sanders' future, but their reputation across the league, because if this is just minor soreness, Shedeur will bounce back and he'll get his chance. But if it's more of the hidden agenda wins, then what we're seeing is bigger than one quarterback battle. It's the dark side of football dynamics playing out before our eyes. So I'll leave you with this. What do you believe? Is this just normal caution over an arm injury? Or is it a carefully staged excuse designed to stall Shedeur Sanders exactly when his star was beginning to rise? One thing's guaranteed: this story is not fading, not tomorrow, not next week, not anytime soon. The question is, how loud will Shedeur roar back when the Browns finally take the brakes off? There you have it, the inside story on Shedeur Sanders, Jalen Hurts' shocking comments, and the twists rocking Cleveland. If you felt the heat of this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more unfiltered sports truth, and drop SS 100% in the comments to show your faith in Shedeur's grind. This is bigger than one game, bigger than one injury. This is legacy in motion. Stay locked in.
Thanks for staying informed with us. If you found this update helpful, give it a thumbs up, drop your thoughts in the comments, share the video with others who should know, and hit that subscribe button with the bell so you're always first to hear the latest breaking stories.